about to pop up.
It says live on YouTube.
Yeah, I have, here we go. It's a little slower than normal tonight. Okay. Out how you were after we talked last night, and so you had you're basically, your chief complaint is an issue with asthmatic attacks, and you have been successful in getting rid of probably about 90%, would you say, of your asthmatic attacks and symptoms?
Yes, yes. And then there's still something a little back there. So
So basically, even after the process we talked a little bit about last night, that you did on your own, you're still finding that your body's still holding on to something, and so you still have some sort of thing that needs to be resolved as far as your asthma is concerned.
Yeah. So after I talked last night, I went and I did the meditation, and I felt, because I had discovered where it was, I felt where it was. So I did some concentrating on that spot, and it cleared up. However, I did use my inhaler today once, and I had been using it a couple of 3 times a day. While I think that now it's clear, I still think that there's probably a little bit there. But I'd have to say, if I was 90% yesterday, I was 95, because I still use that inhaler today.
Okay. Yeah. So that's telling me that your body still wants to hold on to, it wants to hold on to the energy, because there is some sort of lesson, and there's, from the experience of you having this, there's knowledge that you've gained. So it's afraid of your not remembering that and not keeping that wisdom. So it's holding on to that because it wants to make sure. So as you know, the neurosomatic practices that I do, they're not based on you having to believe. It's like there's no pressure on you, because it has to do with how your brain has been operating from conception until the moment that you die. It's something that your brain is doing mechanically, basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It can't not do it. It's basically keeping track of everything in a 360-degree sphere. What's in front of you, behind you, above you, below you, what you see. It's visual, it's auditory, it's kinesthetic, it's olfactory, gustatory, even the sensation, like it includes your proprioceptive system, which is your ability to determine the distance between objects so you're not bumping into them and bouncing off of them. Your interoceptive system, which is the gut feeling that you have, not only the feeling of organs inside your body, but literally, sometimes you get bad news and you just feel your heart sink. Bad gut feeling, that's your interoceptive system. Then your mechanoceptive system is the integration of all of those systems involved. And so when you, for example, people who have autism, their proprioceptive system is off. And so that's why it doesn't make sense. It's like, you'll see a kid running down a hallway and all of a sudden they'll bounce off the side of the hallway wall and sometimes hurt themselves. And it doesn't make any sense. You're like, but it's a wide hall. How did they bump into the wall? It's because they don't have, their proprioceptive system is shut off. And so they're not able to gauge that distance. And so they inadvertently, they could do it not only with their body, but, driving a car, riding a bike, things become challenging because they're not able to do inherently without thinking, because your brain's automatically balanced in doing that. But if your proprioceptive system is off, then you're going to bump into stuff, and you can't injure yourself and others through that process. So this neurosomatic method that I'm going to go through with you, it is an integration of neurosomatics. It's a little bit of hypnosis and a little bit of NLP, all integrated together. And so the pressure is off. This is one of the things that I love about, you know, doing neurosomatics, is that there's no pressure on you as the person. And that's why the very first session that you and I did, which you were suffering from having a medium grade concussion from a studio light hitting you, and you had a terrible goose egg on your head and terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, that
brain
terrible
fog.
Yeah, you had the brain fog, you had neck pain, you couldn't think, you couldn't really read or see because your vision was blurry. You had all those symptoms. And then once we did the neuro health reset on you, then instantly.
That was amazing. Yeah.
You were
absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And so that's one of the things that I love about it, because it kind of takes the pressure off of the person going, okay, what am I doing wrong? No, you can't mess this up. If you just follow the guided instructions that I give you, like I did with the neuro health reset, then it's inevitable. So let's get started. So this particular technique is called the magic frame. So I want you to take you're going to take 3 deep breaths, and then we're going to have you visualize 10 black stairs. So I'm just going to tell you what you can anticipate that I'm going to have you go through. You're going to visualize 10 black stairs, and you're going to start with your left foot. You're going to take a left step as you go down the first black step, then the right foot. So with each step, you're going deeper and deeper into the most deep trance state, theta state you've ever been in your entire lifetime. Your body is, I'm going to be commanding your subconscious mind and your superconscious mind to just take you there. So it doesn't take long for you to get into that trance state. Your body is automatically going to slip into it because you have that memory. It's a cellular memory and a subconscious memory. Once we get to the very bottom, then you're going to be seeing a magic frame. So that's all I'm going to tell you for now. Now that I've set it up, let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with 3 slow, long breaths. And part of the trick of this is, I'm not going to say, call it a trick. What I'm going to say, a pointer that I'm going to give you is that you're going to blow as you're inhaling. You're going to inhale as slowly as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to hold, and then you're going to exhale as slowly as you possibly can. Now, the key reason for that is that the breath is the remote control to the brain. So depending on whether, we don't have to worry too much about this, whether you're breathing with your left or your right nostril, but as you inhale, our objective is for you to slow down your heart rate, slow down your heart, and slow down your brain waves so that you do go into trance. If you inhale quickly, that speeds up your heart rate. So we want you to slowly inhale, feeling the sensation of your inhaling, which is a meditation in and of itself. You're going to get to the top, you're going to hold, and then you're going to slowly.
Are you going to tell me when to start breathing out, or when to hold, or you just want me to do it? Oh my, you're frozen again.
As slowly as you can. You can't get mad. And so we're going to do 3 of those, and then that'll prep you to go down and visualize the black steps. I'm also going to ask you that when you close your eyes, that you roll your eyeballs up into your head so that you're looking above your eyebrows. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started.
Are you going to tell me when to exhale, or am I going to do that on my own?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you when to inhale. And then Okay. So let's begin. 1. Okay, begin. 1, inhale. Hold at the top. And slowly exhale. Inhale number 2, slowly. Hold. And slowly exhale. Hold. And exhale slowly. Deeper and deeper with every breath that you take, with every beat of your heart. You are now visualizing black stairs. They're 10 in number, and you see the black stairs from the top stair. And now, with your conscious mind's eye, you are going to take a step with your left foot. And with each step that you take going down these stairs, down, 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 you will be dripping, dropping, sliding, gliding deeper, deeper, and deeper into a relaxed state from the top of your head down to your tippy toes. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Easy peasy, like lemon squeezy. You're at the bottom of the stairs, feeling relaxed from the top of your head down to your tippy toes. Now, in a moment, not yet, but in just a moment, you are going to see a golden frame, a golden magic frame is going to pop right in front of you within arm's length of you. You're going to see a beautiful thick frame around this picture. It's almost like an etch-a-sketch. And you are going to see that the inside of that frame is just simply dark and grayed out. There's nothing on it. And you also notice that at the bottom left of this magic frame, you have a white knob that you can turn to the left or turn to the right. And there's another white knob on the right side of that magic frame, which you can also turn to the right and to the left. For right now, you're just observing those two white knobs, and you're going to take your dominant hand and your pointer finger, and you're going to make believe, pretend, and play that you have gold ink coming out of your finger, which is now a magical stylus. And you know that as you write on this magic screen, which is going to scroll down as you write, you can never run out of room. It's like kind of a web page where you scroll down and down and down and down, and it really never ends. And the same thing is true for the inside of this magic frame. So you're going to grab your finger and put it on the screen of the inside of this magic frame. And you are going to trust, believe, and surrender, knowing that your subconscious mind knows exactly what it is that you, as your person, as your conscious being, what you have learned from this experience of having asthma. Your body, your conscious mind, your subconscious mind knows what it was like before you had the asthma. And you also know what it has been like to have the asthma. And now you are ready to let go of it because you have gathered all the wisdom, which is just wise dominion over yourself to know how to move forward without this. So you can accept, receive, and embrace this reality, which is your divine birthright. So go ahead, begin to write on the screen to your heart's content. You may not consciously know what it is that you're writing, but your subconscious knows exactly what it is that you're writing. And I want you to pay attention closely to how you feel as you write. Some people I have like to write F you, F you, F you, F you, F you, or I'm over this, I'm over this, I'm over this, or thank God, this is now in my past, this is now in my past. Some people have no idea. They just write, watching the goobly goo, hieroglyphics that they're writing, not really being able to see what it is that they're writing in terms of words, because this is not a left brain analytical critical thinking exercise. This is all in your subconscious mind. You are just writing and letting go of anything and everything associated to this asthma that hinders you in any way, shape, or form. This was a gift of love that the great creator gave to you so that you would have a deeper level of understanding of who you truly are and how powerful you are. So as you write, you just write, write, write. And when you know you've got it, you have a feeling, a sensation, or just maybe a light knowing that you've written everything that you needed to write, that all that knowledge is there, you let me know when you're done.
Okay.
Fantastic. Wonderful. So now I want you to grab this beautiful magic frame with both hands. I want you to hold on to the magic frame, and I want you to feel the solidness of the magic frame. I want you to admire the beauty of the gorgeous curves, the etchings on the inside of the frame, all around that frame that holds this beautiful energy for you. And I want you to now take your dominant hand, and I want you to take the knob on the left. And I want you to notice that as you scroll over to the left, everything is whited out inside that frame. And so everything now that was in there, all those contents are whited out. And so I want you to bring it back and turn it to the right and restore it to its natural state. Now I want you to turn the knob on your right, and I want you to notice that as you turn that knob to the right, it turns all black, where you've blacked out all the contents of that frame. Now I want you to stand back for a moment and observe and compare what felt better in your body. Did it feel better to whiten it out, or did it feel better to you to black it out? So whatever feels better to you, go ahead and touch the knob that corresponds to the feeling that you want, to whether you choose to white it out or black it out, whatever feels better to you. And when you know you've got it and it's done, you let me know.
Okay.
Okay. So now I want you to grab the frame with both hands. And I want you to shrink it down to the size of a little postage stamp. You see, you've got that?
Yes.
So I want you to grab that postage stamp, and now I want you to throw it behind you, and your dominant hand is now a staple gun. You are going to turn around with your eyes still closed, and you are going to staple that little postage stamp in the wall of infinity. Pow! It is nailed to the back wall of infinity, never to return again, never to haunt you, bother you in any way, shape, or form. Now, you may start to notice different sensations in your body. You may feel a tingly sensation. You may be feeling the goosebumps. You may feel energy moving throughout your body. You may feel the desire to yawn, hiccup, cough. It's all fine. Whatever you feel, it's there to reveal that this is done to you. And the energy is now moving in the right direction because you've literally put this behind you and your body has released this energy in its entirety. And now you are able to move forward with wise dominion over this and all aspects of yourself, accepting, receiving, you are the one, your fact that you are fully in an energy of realizing, recognizing, comprehending, and truly understanding at a deep, deep level where you know that you know it is done. On a count of 3, you're going to come back wide awake, feeling better, better than ever before, happier, more filled with love, with a greater open heart. 3 times better, 3 times faster. All areas of your life are now improving. 2, because you too know that this was part of your divine path. 1, open your eyes. You are one with the one in Victoria. You are truly wonderful.
Oh, wow. I can actually take a breath all the way up. So I usually hit the stopping point. Yes. Yeah. 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 It feels good. It feels good. It feels real good.
So
Yes.
I felt certain energies moving during that process with you. And I felt not only energy, but I also felt like kind of like similar to the goosebumps that was moving. So I knew that you were also feeling that coming through your body as well.
Yeah, my face started tingling a little bit.
Yeah, that's because your brain is resorting and it's letting everything, it's dissolving and resolving and letting it all go because it knows it doesn't have to hold on to anything anymore.
That feels really good.
Yeah.
Feels really. Yeah, it feels really good. I don't feel like. Yeah. I don't feel it anymore. I don't feel it anymore. Not
So
even the tiny.
There's
I
a
just
couple.
don't feel it.
So you feel. It's hard to describe, isn't it? Sometimes the sensations.
Yeah. 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 It's almost like you're not looking for it, but it's almost like something's. I don't know. I can't really explain it.
So yeah, I know some of these things sometimes are hard to articulate. So as you know, I always do a 7-day follow-up with you. So 7 days from now, we'll do a follow-up Zoom to see how you're feeling, how you're doing, what you're sensing. I'm going to give you some suggestions. I want you to follow whatever resonates most with you. For some people, they like to take their inhalers and they like to keep it as a trophy of how they used to be and how they've left the past in the past, and it no longer, like, they have victory over this thing. I've had people who've put them in a little box, kind of like putting it in jail, kind of I thought that was kind of funny, someone wanting to put it in jail because, like, yeah, you don't have power over me. I'm like, I finally overcame you, kind of a thing. Some people like to smash it up in their trash compactors. Some people go outside, go like, I'm done with this. So they go outside of their house and their trash that's outside of their home. So
Yeah.
whatever it is, whatever feels best to you, I would encourage you to I did have a sensation with your issue adding energy to your healing. I don't usually sense that, but I did sense that it was very, very distinct. So because we're we're very much a energy. We're healers, not just from a very clinical perspective, but also an intuitive perspective.
Yes.
Let you know, I almost like I almost could kind of hear. I could distinguish what was being said, but I could kind of rumbling in eight of them were around, kind of supporting you, going, "Yeah, this is supposed to be now."
Yes.
So it's almost kind of like I almost could kind of see. I want to say almost because it wasn't. You know how meditations go; things aren't crystal clear, but I could kind of see kind of a indigo blue. They kind of had like indigo blue light bodies with like white like outlines around them. And at first I saw them and then I started hearing them, but I had to keep focused on guiding you.
Well, they're saying it's time. They're saying it's time. It's that's what I'm hearing. It's time. I've had to clear a lot in this lifetime, and for me to do the things that I need to do, it's time that I'll let go. It's time. That's what keeps coming to me, is that it's time. And interesting enough, I had said from the time I was a child that the asthma, and so I don't even feel like saying my asthma. It doesn't even resonate with me that way anymore. That that the condition would be cured within my lifetime. Since I was a very young child, it's just I had this knowing that it would be cured. It would go away, and it's time.
So, wow, that's amazing. So I kind of sense that as a kid, you probably time traveled to this moment in time where you knew, you're like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to have this there's a specific reason why I'm having this, and I'm going to resolve this. I'm going to heal this in my lifetime. And then it'll just be something that, it's not my asthma. It was the asthma. It's like,
I've got chills. It's not mine anymore. It's just just
it's like a alien that was on your back, for too long, but it was that too long actually strengthened you. It actually made you way stronger.
You talk about learning. I had to learn what it's like to have my breath taken away so that I can appreciate each breath I take. Yeah.
From this point, okay.
It's like I don't have asthma anymore. I don't have asthma anymore.
Oh, sorry, it froze and I got disconnected. You said you had to learn. Yeah, it froze and it disconnected, but I'm back.
Oh, I said I had to learn. Go ahead. Did you hear me say that?
You had to learn how.
Oh.
Learn.
I had to learn what it's like to have my breath.
Can you say what you?
I had to learn what it was like to have my breath taken away so that I could appreciate every breath I take.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow.
So I've been on this journey of gratitude. This gratitude of allowing, this gratitude journey. And it's part of my mission. It's part of my purpose here, so that I can speak. So I can speak and say, I know what it was like to have my breath taken away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Well, is also from this point forward, anytime you have the feeling or the urge to either shed a tear or to cry, that it's, you have the permission to cry and express those feelings, because you still have your breath, you still have life. And part of feeling the, sometimes we cry out of joy, and then other times we cry out of grief, sorrow, sadness. Sometimes we have sorrow and we don't even realize that we have the sorrow until the tears are released. And crying really is a release. And so it allows you to digest the emotions that sometimes we don't even have words for. Sometimes it's just a feeling where you just need to cry. You're like, why do I have to cry? I'm not feeling sad. I'm not frustrated. I'm not angry. And you have a feeling of crying, doesn't matter. Give yourself permission to cry.
Oh, absolutely.
And sometimes you'll notice that those cries that are into tears, you digest that emotion inside your body and throughout your entire physical system. And so then it doesn't hold anything on you anymore, and you just continue to move. So, wow. That was a really neat session, and I'm so glad that you.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. I knew you were the one that I needed to call to help me. I couldn't do it, even as a healer. And that's the thing. Even we as healers need healers. There are certain things we have to have.
There isn't a single person alive, even you could be the most prolific doctor, healer, doesn't matter. There's always a point. And I recognize that the reason why the creator does this is so that we don't get so full of ourselves that we don't need anybody. And so for myself, I know it's like, okay, there comes a point where it's like, as much as the healer as I am, I need to humble myself and I need to go ask someone else for help.
Yes.
Like whatever it takes, it's like, okay, here I am. I need, and then that interaction brings, like, I've kept by myself in silent suffering. First of all, that doesn't help me, and it doesn't help anybody else around me for me to be in that silent suffering. And I've done this silent suffering for way too much. Gift to me, and it's a gift to those around me, and also a gift to the healer.
Yes. We have to seek the help when we need it, and not be too proud, and know that any time we have that feeling that we know that something is not as it should be, then that's the time to reach out, to seek that help. And by seeking that help, like you said, and it's a blessing on both ways. It's a blessing. It's a blessing for those being healed and for those that are healing. It's a blessing. It allows that gift to hone it and to have that satisfaction that you're doing what it is you were purposed to do.
I have there's a couple of my mentors who have used this metaphor of a jar. And when you look at a jar and it has a label, you cannot see if you are inside, if you are the jar and you are the contents of the jar, you cannot see the label that's on that jar. But all your friends, your family, everybody else who's around, they can see that label. And that's exactly what happens when we need healing. We can't see the label. And so it's having the coming together with that other person who is able to be there for you to help you heal, that they can see the label and they can perceive things along with you.
Yes. My mentor, Les Brown, says you can't see the picture if you're in the frame, and you can't see the can.
That's how
you can't read the label if you're in the can. Yes.
That's exactly. right.
So true.
So
So true.
Wonderful,
Thank you so
Victoria.
much.
If there's
Thank you so much. It's liberating. It's liberating. You know, I'm wanting to move to Texas in the USA, and part of my back of my mind and was like, oh, it's hot in Texas, you know. What's gonna, this asthma, is it gonna bother me? Am I gonna have to take more meds again? And what I'm gonna have to do? And now it's just like, that's not even a thought.
wow.
Wow.
So everything,
it's not even a thought.
Wow.
That's fantastic. Because I was really thinking about that, and now it's like, yeah, it's not irrelevant. Even a thought. There's no apprehension. There's no worry. There's no, there's nothing.
So from Indiana to Texas, it looks like you'll be moving soon then. So,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll see how that, however the creator or God, universe, I call it the universe, God within, however it leads me, whenever it leads me to be there, I'll be there, but probably won't be too long from now. Wow. Especially now that I have no worry or no doubt about how I'm going to function in Texas, breathing wise. It's just, it's totally gone. Wow.
Very exciting.
Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. Thank you, my friend, my gem. And
yes.
In 7 days, we'll do a follow-up, and we'll just book it now if that works good for you.
Sure.
7 days from now, we'll do the same time, because between the Indiana and the California time, this is a good time. So we'll do that. All righty.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care.